All right, I'm going to do a quick little tutorial on how to use Desmos to graph these sine functions. Okay, so you go to desmos.com/calculator. I'm going to start with a basic sine curve. So y equals sine x. Okay, so you notice here we start at 0, 0, maximum 1, minimum -1, and it finishes the cycle at 2 pi. So this is in radians. So I think that's the default. The default is radians. Okay. Now your question, you're dealing with degrees. So we need to change from radians to degrees. So you go to the toolbar here. It says graph settings. We're going to switch to degrees. Okay. Now you notice that the function of the curve is really flattened out here. It's because we're counting by these small amounts, right? 2 degrees. So we need to change the scale. So let's start from 0, and then a full cycle is 360. So if we do 2 cycles, 720, we should see the action of the curve better. All right. I'm going to stretch out the y, I think, a little bit. No, I guess that's fine. I'm going to leave that. Okay. So we see that the maximum is 1, minimum -1, and finishes the cycle after 360 degrees. Okay, looks good. Now I'm going to add some parameters here. A, that's the amplitude. I'm going to put in a phase shift here, -k. Okay, notice it's a minus. I'm subtracting there. I'm going to add the vertical shift. Okay. And as add slider, we want to add slider for all, and this is going to allow us to change these parameters and see how it affects the curve. So it's really a great tool, good way to get to know how these things affect the sine curve. All right. So we're going to go back. I want to go back to the basic sine function, y equals sine x. So a is 1. K is 0, phase shift is 0, and the vertical shift is also 0. And we're back to the basic sine curve, max of 1, minimum -1. Okay, 360 here. And then now we can look at your particular function, which had 2 for the amplitude. So you see it stretches out there. Okay, that's the 2 for the amplitude. That means we go from -2 to 2. The phase shift was we had a +30, which means the K was negative, right? K was negative. Now, my steps are too small here, so I need to change that. So let's go from, let's say, -60 to 60, and we can step by 5. All right. And then, yeah. So you can see how that's the horizontal shift, right? Okay. So if you have a +30, that means it's going, the K is negative, right? So that's a shift to the left of 30 degrees. And you can see here that the graph starts now at -30. All right, and then you had also a vertical shift of 2. That's like that. Okay, so that's what it would look like. And you can use this then to look at any sine function. All right. What I'll do is I'll save this graph, and you can actually open it up with a link and go straight to it. So it's already set up for you. All right, I hope that was helpful.